I'm trying to stay afloat some of the more TikTok-oriented, talking points. So you've heard of Kellogg's, right? That was a stupid opening. Editors, leave it in. You've heard of the concept of cereal, right? A couple days ago, 8 days ago now, the Kellogg CEO said something very wacky, very funny.
The cereal category has always been quite affordable, and it tends to be a great destination when consumers are under pressure. So some of the things that we're doing is first messaging. We got to reach the consumer where they are. So we're advertising about cereal for dinner. If you think about the cost of cereal for a family versus what they might otherwise do, that's going to be much more affordable. The other places that we like to go is we talk about making sure we have the right pack at the right price in the right place. So having a different size pack that'll have a different price point, that'll take some pressure off the consumer while they're shopping. So those are some of the things that we're doing. But in general, the cereal category is a place that a lot of folks might come to because the price of a bowl of cereal with milk and with fruit is less than $1.
This is crazy, right? Like, I don't even need to explain the issue here optically. It seems chat understands. It's very, very funny. You can just imagine while watching this interview, there were a bunch of like PR people who are watching it, like clenching their fists, like shaking.
You can imagine why a consumer under pressure might find that to be a good place to go.
Right. I'm all for innovation and marketing, but the idea of having cereal for dinner, is there the potential for that to land the wrong way?
Literally, even the correspondent here is like, haha, wow, that was an argument. Don't you feel it might be a bit optically bad to say that people, like, we're helping poor, like, people who are struggling with inflation by selling them smaller packages of cereal, and also they can just eat it for dinner? Doesn't that look a little bad? Is this not kind of like a let them eat cake kind of deal, Mr. Multimillionaire Kellogg CEO of an evil company, Kellogg's? A little bit evil?
We don't think so. In fact, it's landing really well right now, Carl.
Nah, people
when
love
we
it.
look at all of our data, of course, we would know that breakfast cereal is the #1 choice for in-home consumption. We understand that for breakfast. It turns out that over 25% of our consumption is outside the breakfast occasion. A lot of it's at dinner, and that occasion continues to grow.
It's a lovely reminder of the like innate inhumanity of wealthy corporate types, the way he's talking. Outside the breakfast occasion, like I know, because the way he talks about this, he's listening to like marketing guys and like analysts and stuff. Just no ability to communicate that information in a way that resonates with people, as evidenced by the fact that people are really mad about this.
As well as the snacking occasion, but cereal for dinner is something that is probably more on trend now, and we would expect to continue as that consumer is under pressure.
That's great. I love that. This kicked off a surprising amount of hate and discourse, by the way, which it absolutely deserves to. First of all, I should note, cereal, not only should you not have cereal for dinner, you just shouldn't eat cereal. Cereal offers basically nothing to your body. It is like the most, it depends on the cereal to an extent, but even if you're leaving aside like the sugar or whatever, like even if we're just talking about regular oats or some whatever, it is like a very black carb blob. Health wise, it's not great, and it's also not great expense wise. I'm poor, Vaush. That's great. Stop buying cereal. I've been to grocery stores at least once in my life. Cereal is not really cheap. Like, if you want to compare that to other base carbohydrates that you could use for like a pick-me-up, any base food item, rice or potatoes, which by the way can be incorporated into far more meals than cereal. Like, Jesus, cereal. Wait, Vaush, is cereal not supplemented with vitamins and other nutrients in the U.S.? Cereal is part of a balanced breakfast when you include this grapefruit, this orange juice, and these eggs. No. Yeah, cereal is not good for you. And it's expensive. Seriously. Look at cereal, like just whatever cereal you eat, okay, and compare its price by the total caloric content or weight of what you're looking at. It is, it's not good. There are some like bulk cereal brands that you can get that are pretty good, like meal wise, but those ones aren't from Kellogg's. Those are like generic bulk packaged ones, and they tend not to be that tasty. Though I do remember that for a while, one of my favorite dessert meals would be a bunch of almond fleck crusted O's. I don't remember what the name of the brand was, but they were like O's, like the little O things. But they had some almonds on them, and I would add to that a little bit of honey and a little bit of peanut butter that I had melted in like a little ramekin, and put that together and mix it. And it was actually really good. It was basically like a warm, kind of like tasty snack bar, but in cereal spoon form. It was really, really tasty. Not amazing health-wise, but I was eating it as a dessert, so, you know, what are you going to do? Anyway, terrible messaging. You know, you hate to see a super wealthy CEO. Oh, look, there's the Young Turks covering it. Nice. You hate to see a super wealthy CEO talking this way. Look, even the fucking description, Gary Pilnick, the multi-millionaire chief executive officer of Kellogg's, suggested on CNBC that families with strained finances could cope by eating, quote, cereal for dinner. And I feel like this is actually a fairly negative and narrativized summary down here. You know, like the person who wrote this didn't like Gary Pilnick, is what I'm saying. This was not written in a perfectly neutral environment. So anyway, this actually did lead to a lot of backlash, most of which it seems is on TikTok. I even found Breitbart articles talking about it, like multiple ones. So this, for once, this is like a blowback that is kind of like evenly spread out across the political spectrum, which is lovely. Was the TYT headline unbiased? CEO, poor people should eat our cereal for dinner. Actually, weirdly, I think this TYT video headline is less narrativized than the description down here. The use of the word cope is really heavily weighted. Also, multi-millionaire CEO of Kellogg's, rather than just CEO, it kind of like reinforces the distinction. I don't know. Wacky stuff, that. So I wanted to take a look at the TikTok videos that I saw trending on the subject. Look at me. I'm so with it. I'm so hip. I'm with it, and I'm hip, and I'm with it. What do you think about oatmeal? I don't like oatmeal personally, but isn't it supposed to be pretty good for you? Like if you have some oatmeal and some like berries and stuff, or like oatmeal tends to go along with pretty filling and healthy foods, you know? I like yogurt a lot. I love Greek yogurt. There are some brands of Greek yogurt that I love it so much. Unfortunately, like it tends to be pretty expensive if you're going for any kind of flavored Greek yogurt, because it comes in like little mini packs, you know, and that anytime you're getting anything in a mini pack, it's going to be too expensive. But I just really like it. Nice breakfast. By the way, I recommend, generally speaking, just don't have breakfast or have a very minimal one. Having a big breakfast really slows you down for a good portion of your day. Digesting takes energy from your body. The fastest way to go from eating food to getting energy is sugar or carbohydrates, because sugar is carbohydrate. So that's the reason why the kinds of like athletic foods that you get, the protein bars or like the granola bars or whatever, those are like a burst of carbohydrates and some sugar, and that tends to pick you up a little bit. But you don't want something super heavy, because that'll weigh you down. Literally, it will weigh your stomach down. It'll feel like heavy. You'll feel bloated. It's very annoying. Just a little breakfast. Some yogurt, you know? Oats, yes. Instant oats, no. Oh, I'm not recommending instant oats. I've never even eaten them, but they do not look good. I enjoy a granola bar or some piece of fruit Vaush. Fruits are also carbohydrates, largely. I mean, obviously, it's a balance, but, you know. Carbs in the morning make your hormones imbalanced throughout the day, though? I don't know about that. Only have a little bit. So do you recommend brunch and dinner? No, you can. I'm just saying don't have like a big breakfast. I mean, like you can skip breakfast, you can have a small breakfast. I'm just saying, generally speaking, the obsession that Americans and British people have with like, oh, breakfast time. Here's time for like 4 sausage links, a bunch of bacon, some eggs, some like pancakes, what like, whew, you know? Oh, it's not just a health thing. It'll just make you tired all day. You ever wonder, you notice about 50% of you guys are tired all the time. There's a bunch of reasons that is, and there are a bunch of reasons why I'm tired all the time. But one of the reasons why I'm tired all the time isn't because I have a bad breakfast that slows me down for the rest of the day. That is one area where I've got my shit on lock, okay? I've got, in that specific respect, I'm here and I'm queer. I love dick.
In response to inflation. Kellogg's faces boycott after CEO
up,
pushes cereal for
before.
dinner in response to inflation. Here's what he said.
So we're advertising about cereal for dinner. If you think about the cost
I
of
remember
cereal.
this.
you should have maybe once or twice a month. Actually advertising this for children to have this for breakfast each and every day is on the borderline of being criminal, considering there's so much sugar and this is such processed food. And then when inflation and groceries are so high that the average American family is struggling to buy eggs and meat and fish and vegetables and Whole Foods, the CEO of Kellogg...
The auto caption capitalized Whole Foods. I would say the average American probably is struggling to eat from, like, buy stuff from Whole Foods because they overprice the fuck out of their stuff there. You know what's always been really funny to me? I hate Whole Foods because I hate its dipshit former owner. I hate its overpriced hippie bullshit. And then it got bought by Amazon, and now you can get the previously overpriced Whole Foods stuff competitively priced right alongside Amazon stuff from Amazon. So you can literally get the same Whole Foods bullshit, like normal price on Amazon or double price in a Whole Foods. And white people still buy there. It's insane.
Foods, the CEO of Kellogg's goes, you know what would be a great idea how we can be helpful and generate more profits? Let's offer $6 processed sugary food for dinner. And I'm so happy that we're calling people out. This is why corporations and politicians don't like us on these ads, because look at the power that we have when we come together. Now, I know this is insignificant.
I don't like language like this for what it's worth.
It's just cereal.
Like, I promise you, big corporations like the fact that everyone is a social media addict. I promise you, this fits very, very effectively into their sort of like monetization models.
Look what we can accomplish if we work together. We're the ones that have the power to shape our lives.
But it's like inspo stuff. Okay, I'm not trying to be too crabby. I am going to be crabby about this next video because after the Starbucks fiasco, I'm getting really tired of Gen Z TikTokers immediately declaring any not bankruptcy, boycott as a victory.
Breaking news, the Kellogg's boycott is working as the food and beverage company is having to slash prices due to lack of sales.
That is not true. This boycott apparently started like 5 days ago, and that March 6th was the date listed right there. So, like, breaking news, Kellogg's has cut the price of this one store that overstocked on their cereal to 99 cents. That's what Kellogg's does, by the way. It sets the price on sales at individual locations. TikTok is the biggest hotbed of disinfo I've ever seen. Oh, it's so bad here. It's so bad here. But I'm just going to be like a grumpy grouch if I do anything like meaningful with engagement here, because like it's literally a bunch of over-earnest 17-year-old Zoomers or Gen Alpha types zipping around making ridiculous claims, and you're like a counter-revolutionary if you disagree. It's just nothing works that fast.
Let me tell y'all something. I cannot remember the last time I saw name brand cereal be 99 cents. I don't even know if I've ever seen it for 99 cents.
It happens. If a store overstocks and they get more of that product, they put it on sale. Or if they've held on to it for too long. It's usually how sales work. It's if they need to clear space.
As these people are pointing
like,
out...
basically every grocery store will have somewhere in the back a shelf with discounted stuff, and it's literally just like they only had one or two of these items left, and they didn't want to just have them taking up room in the main shelves. So they put them back there and slap the price in half or something. It's clearance shelves. It's really, really common.
In the comment section, their products could have been cheaper all along if it weren't for corporate greed, because when does it ever...
No, that's not the case. Often when products are sold on clearance or on sale, the company selling them is actually not making a profit. In this case, Kellogg's, the company that makes the cereal, already made their money because Kellogg's doesn't run the grocery store. Kellogg's sells their merchandise to grocers, and they sell it, but Kellogg's already sold their product. But when stores put stuff on clearance or discount or sale, they often aren't making money on those sales. They're just trying to lose less money.
Ever make sense to pay more than $5 or $6 for a box of cereal? To give a brief overview as to how the boycott even started in the first place, it all began when Kellogg's dropped this commercial back in summer 2022.
Oh, this was a year ago. This is a different thing. Oh, so is this person saying that a year ago was when the boycott started?
Tony the Tiger promoting having cereal for dinner.
When I say cereal, you say dinner. Cereal. Yeah! Cereal. Yeah!
Now, this ad did rub
Dinner.
some people the wrong way, because not only is it giving capitalism, but why would you
They are a company selling products. That is true.
promote having cereal for dinner when cereal nowadays ain't nothing but a box of sugar with very little nutritional value, and Kellogg's brand cereals are no different? And then the point was further driven home by...
This is the case for all food products that gets, not all food products, but like a lot of food products are sold just because they want you to buy more of their products. I don't think these two things are necessarily connected.
The Kellogg CEO, whose response to rising food prices a few weeks ago was to have cereal for dinner instead, as it is a more affordable option. This message was not well received, especially after people noticed that the snack and food company had raised their prices within recent years, which then ignited the boycott that was arranged and organized by this TikTok user, Tall Girl. I'll put her information somewhere on the screen. To my knowledge, the boycott is supposed to run from April 1st to June 30th, but honestly, you boycott as long as you need to get the...
Wait. The boycott has already led them to slash prices, but it starts April 1st to June. I wish I could go back in time and, like, find whoever invented the word boycott and just, like, find them as, like, an infant, you know? And just, like, hurl them off a cliff. I hate boycott discourse so much. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. Oh my god. It doesn't do anything. Holy shit. It doesn't do anything. It's just a thing for people to obsess over. But people start early. Nobody's boycotting Kellogg's over this. I mean, maybe some people are. It's a reference to Captain Boycott, who was starving Irish peasants? What? Captain Charles Cunningham Boycott, who's an English land agent whose ostracism by his local community gave the English language the term boycott. Okay. Literally John Boycott. Actually, genuinely John Boycott. Yeah, I wish I could go back in time. Look at this idiot with his big head. An idiot. John Boycott with his giant, stupid GoldenEye 64 big heads cheat. Good lord. We gotta finish this up.
Results that you want, but that's just me. And as the boycott gains traction, the stock price is steadily going down.
No, that's not, no, stop. That's not how it works. Oh my god. No, constant fluctuations are, what? No, whatever. Should I just give up on this and just anytime people on the left, like especially young, earnest, idealistic people say like, yeah, we boycotted X company, and like now their stock price did this, and they zoom in on like a 3-hour period where 0.001 cent of the stock was lost or something. Should I just go like, yeah, we're doing it. Should I just give in to the mob? Like, should I just like accept? Should I just embrace it and forget, like, and not even bother anymore? It's so much.
Steadily going down. Many are choosing to buy store brand alternatives instead, but I will say this. For my Walmart shoppers in particular, they use Kellogg's to make some of their great value brand cereals, so you might want to be...
Yeah, you're not avoiding Kellogg's. I'm sorry. They're pretty well integrated. Here's the original video.
Kellogg CEO came out and said, like, oh, you know what, you guys are broke? Eat Frosted Flakes for dinner. That'll solve it all. After having the audacity to, explain that they've raised the price of all their products by 28% over the past few years because they could. They just want more profits. So my crazy-ass idea was for 2 months, we protest these corporations. Because there's really only 10 companies that fucking own it all, and we start with Kellogg. Why? Because you were the most recent dick, so congratulations, you get chosen first. And because the internet is our friend, here's a breakdown. But there's also a guy here on TikTok.
Yeah, man, people are really looking at all these and memorizing every... The problem that I have with this is it's such an incredible misunderstanding of anti-corporate activism and critical theory. The idea of like, oh, these corporations basically own everything, so time to boycott them. That's just not how it works, you know? It's liberal. It's liberal, yes. This is fundamentally like the most liberal attitude you could ever take towards corporate monopoly, which is voting with your wallet, except it's being endorsed by people who in a lot of cases like think Stalin did nothing wrong. It's very strange. Do you have any links to reading on stuff that actually works? It's a complicated subject, and I'm not saying that any path is easy, but this is a particularly bad one. This kind of like liberal individualist vote with your wallet attitude, typically speaking, doesn't work that well. And that's one of the reasons why corporations don't tend to fear it.
Mustache, dark hair, who breaks down the grocery aisles, he has a spreadsheet of everything. We start this April 1st.
What about BDS? BDS isn't just a boycott. It is a broader political movement of which boycotting is a portion. Even then, it should be noted, BDS, Israel's still there. BDS is have been successful largely in attracting some very mask-off reprisal from Zionist organizations, like banning BDS at the state level or like making politicians angry. And that is a kind of accomplishment, but it's not just boycotting. It's part of a broader movement, you know?
April Fool's Day into F you Fool's Day, we're no longer
What does BDS
just
stand
gonna
for?
buy
Big Dick
into this
Synergy.
bullshit. Now, a couple rules. This is only for the people who currently give Kellogg's their money. If you're buying generic, this isn't for you. This is on the backs of the people who can currently afford to support corporations like Kellogg's. But I love my Eggos. Okay. But for 3 months, to teach them a lesson that our demand is, you raised your prices by 28%, lower them by 25%, or we'll keep going. For 3 months, you don't buy Eggos, you buy the store brand. There are people here on
All right, well, we'll see how it pans out. Wait, is this even being done in response to the CEO's comments? This is from the 28th. This is a leap year, so... Wait, what day did the CEO make that comment? 8 days ago. But it's the 7th. So, So this TikTok video came out the day before that video from The Guardian came out. Is this just a coincidence? Maybe? Maybe another source posted that video earlier and she's responding to it from a different source? Maybe. Not really relevant, I guess.
TikTok who do food reviews all the cheese.
2 minutes, god damn it.
You'd have jacked up your prices the way you did, except doing this to us. 3 months. No stocking up. No. You do not buy all your Cheez-Its the last day of March and then on April 1st be like, I'm part of the fight. No.
Thankfully, I get all of my desserty snacks from a ethical company, Nestle. Seriously, though, what Kellogg's... I don't want, like, the inane liberal nonsense from TikTokers to be the main point of this. What the Kellogg CEO said was disgusting and totally out of touch, and it's a reminder once more that people who have the most power in our society know the least about what people want or need, and they certainly care the least. It's just weird shit all the way up to the top, you know? It's not like a conspiracy. It's just having a lot of money and being placed in a position of a lot of power with very little oversight just makes you a weird... I admire people's, I guess, like, tendency to leap at any opportunity to demonstrate that they don't like this kind of stuff, but I also feel like a lot of this stuff tends to be done as a virtue signal, which is one of the reasons why it never works. Do you have any idea how many TikTok boycotts there have been that haven't led to anything and therefore nobody talks about it? You know? What does liberal even mean at this point? The idea of boycotts being liberal is like a hardline Enlightenment era, very incredibly direct, obvious expression of liberal ideology. Starbucks? Yeah, the Starbucks thing hasn't done shit. Okay, time to start. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.